Hey, good evening, traders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Supermicrocomputer, SMCI, ticker symbol SMCI, and we're going to analyze the charts. And we're going to do some live technical analysis, and I want to show you kind of what I'm seeing in it and where I think it's going from here, especially given the fact that semiconductors have been absolutely red hot. All of them. I mean, NVIDIA, AMD's doing the catch-up play, and Avgo's gone, Micron has gone. I mean, all of these semiconductors have just absolutely gone to the moon. And if you'll recall, Supermicro SMCI used to trade lockstep with NVIDIA, and it's kind of been the laggard lately. So I wanted to analyze this chart and see if there's any opportunity for maybe like a catch-up trade. So the first things we're going to do here is we're going to draw some trend lines on here. We're going to establish long-term support and long-term resistance. So the first one we're going to do is the most obvious one, right? We're going to take this pivot top high back in March of 2024, okay, and we're going to connect these through the various pivot tops, and you would think you would go here, and you still can, and we're going to look at that in just a second. But what I like to do is I always like to connect all, the most obvious ones and have as many touch points as I can. So the first one is going to look like this, right? So you're going to have this, going to come back down, and you're going to have this touch point, this breakthrough, we call this an overthrow, came back in, tried to rally back up, hit its head, came back in, tried to rally back up, failed, and then finally it broke out, right? So this one is a legit one. The other one we want to look at is we want to look at this support. So take this low here and connect it through that low, and those lows there, okay? So that gives you your bottom line of support, and you'll see that was an overthrow here. You have this support, you have that support, you have that support. So you can see clearly here we got to the we consolidated or coiled, if you will, at the bottom end of this kind of triangle, downsloping triangle, and then we busted through, right? So you have those two things going for you. Also, I want to show you this kind of demand zone that we see on the chart, right? So we have this, you take this here, and we're going to kind of look at that. Let's do, well, you have this demand zone there, and yeah, that doesn't really support anything here other than what it does is it shows you, this demand zone here. When it came back in, hit the median line, that was support, came back in, hit the median line, and then it acted as support, obviously, as a demand zone. It does that, right? Now we have this other, well, let's get to that in just a second. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do, and I want to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. The other thing we want to do now is we want to use this touch point and then this pivot top high and drag that down because this is interesting, right? So we came into this. Let's just make sure that's absolute and precise right there. Boom, it is. Okay, so this is super interesting, right? So what do we have here, right? Guys, look at this. This is a bull flag, and what we have is this consolidation zone here, right? You could take it here, you could draw it here. I'm going to use it here just simply because of the touch points, right? You have your wick up, rejected, came in, overthrew, came in, consolidated, median line, and then hit it, and then here we are. So we have this bull flag going on. I want to show you what, there we go, right? Bull flag, boom, boom, flagpole, and then bullish consolidation. Now, mind you, this is really good bullish consolidation, and it's about 2 weeks of consolidation, if not maybe even a little bit more. Actually, I take that back. It's a full month of consolidation. So this is a very, very mature bull flag. And actually, I thought here last, couple of days as I was looking at this, going back into last week, especially as it closed down here, I'm like, this thing's toast. This thing is going to lose this consolidation because once it stays in it for too long, once it's got to go one way or the other. And then it looked like it was going down to the downside. So I was watching it, to hit this 200 DMA and then potentially even retest down here. but it doesn't look like it's going to do that, right? Volume's starting to pick up. We have now what appears to be, ladies and gentlemen, we have a close above this downtrend line. So today I picked up some SMCI. I was trying to be patient. I was trying to catch it down here, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I went in with a very small position. I go in with a half position or half of 1%, 0.50% of my portfolio. So very conservative entry level position on this breakout. Which, by the way, I want you guys to know this is not a confirmed breakout. Even though we closed above it today, it is not confirmed. To have a confirmed breakout, we need to close above this candle high before closing back in here. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let me show you. So there's the candle high. We need a candle close above this, preferably above this. I mean, I would like to see it above that one on good volume. But confirming candle actually would be above this one. So I'm going to leave those two lines on there. If we see a big, massive either gap up or closing candle that closes up here on good volume, this thing's off to the races, at least for a little bit. And we could look at some take profit levels as well. But yeah, so entry level position, knowing full well we could come back in, we could retest this median line. I completely understand that. We could come back, we can retest the bottom. We could even lose it and we could come down here. So, when I go into these positions, I go in knowing full well that I may need to dollar cost average, and that's why I always go in with a small position. So I just want to put that on record so you guys know that I'm not saying that it's all in on SMCI right now. It is not a confirmed breakout. It just looks really, really good. And I just like where RSI is. I like that it's over 62 now. We came down here, now we're trending up. Looks like stochastics are rolling or curling back up. So I think this one has plenty of room to run, especially given what AMD has done, right? Full on breakout, just going into crazy land. It's going nuts. MU, like I said, just into the stratosphere. We saw what NVIDIA is doing today, right? So we have all these stocks, and I think SMCI just presents the most value and the most opportunity if these semis are going to keep running, and even if they're going to consolidate. They're going to others. Institutions and so on and so forth, they're going to look for the next opportunity. And in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I think it might be SMCI. Just look at this big buy volume off the demand. So here, we never really had a strong sell candle other than, this one here where it just simply rejected. But then it started consolidating. So a lot to like on this chart here, guys. But be mindful, again, if you just kind of look at this zone here, we do have a demand zone. Pretty much all of this is a supply zone, right? Because of this here and all of this, right? So you're in this kind of range. Just be mindful of that. So we haven't fully broken out, but once we do, and we clear all this, and we break out of this downsending diagonal resistance line, this thing has some room to move. So what are the next levels? Assuming, let's make some assumptions here, and let's make the assumption that we get a nice breakout tomorrow and this thing starts taking off. First level that I would be looking for real resistance would be here. Okay, this level here. You could even kind of look at that right there. That might be a better line. So you'd have that 47.81 or 49 level. So close to 50, 49 to 50. Because what it can do is something like this, right? If it's not uber strong, say it's strong, but it's not uber strong, it might do something like this and then come back down, retest, and go. And I've always been, and you guys will know as you follow me and as you see how I go in the positions, this is a aggressive entry, right? Because I'm taking it on the potential breakout, assuming and thinking it's going to continue. But like I said, it doesn't have to. So the best point of entry would be wait for the breakout, then wait for the retrace down to the scene of the crime, back to say right there, after we get the breakout, and then we get the retest, that's the real spot to buy, guys. Like that's the legit. That's how a real trader usually would take that entry, right? It's gonna be the retail guys are doing it this way. I'm doing it just because I've been patiently waiting for this thing, and I've just been watching it, and like I said, I'm prepared to fully add, but I want to catch this breakout, especially with how hot the market is and everything like that. Plus, I have a tremendous amount of put positions on the market, so this is somewhat of a hedge for me. So again, everyone has their own risk tolerance, their own strategy. This is my strategy based on this, but make no mistake about it. This is the right area to buy this. This is how to play this breakout. Okay, guys. So you'd have that. But say it goes even higher. Say it launches, and the next area of kind of resistance might be up here at 54, right? So say it does that. That's entirely possible too, right? You have, and plus you have these big gap areas. So once we get out of this zone and we clear this thing has some room to run. And especially if it does something like this and then comes back into there, then we're really off to the races. So I'm a big fan of this chart. I like it a lot. That's kind of how I'm playing it, why I'm playing it, kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, wanted to bring it to you guys. So as always, I want to remind everyone, this is not financial advice. It's for educational purposes only and to show you what I'm doing with my own personal strategies and portfolio. And all I ask in return for these videos that I take my time to do for you guys, and if you like them, comment below, say, hey, I like that. I didn't like that. I want to see this. I want to see more of that. I'm trying to build an awesome channel that helps others learn technical analysis, because this stuff's not rocket science. Anyone can do it. You just got to learn it. You just got to study it, and you got to learn it from someone that knows what they're doing, that does it full time, and that trades successfully. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to bring you guys. So smash that like button, show me some love. I want to keep doing these things, but I need to grow my following. I want to grow and help others, and build a little community where I could continue to share opportunities like this, where I'll take time out of my evening. The minute I see the opportunity present itself, I want to make sure that you guys are the first ones to know, and I want to bring it to you guys live. So tick that little bell, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.